What up? It's your boy, Tissues, your host, with.
Oh, Edwy. Yeah, I'm Edwy Chinpug.
This as the co-host for today, since he wanted to switch between being the host and co-host at the same time
Yeah.
on each different days. Um, and today we were gonna talk about Rent a Girlfriend, but since we haven't watched the show and we don't even watch anime that much anymore, we can't talk about that. So we decided, yo, dog, what if we just talk about how the lack of anime you watch? You feel me?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, sure, dog, I got you. And that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we barely watch any sort of anime. We call ourselves weebs, and the thing is that we named our podcast after a very weeb concept of waifus. But as it stands, or the fact of the matter is that neither of us really watch anime very often anymore. I mean, at least I don't. Not sure about Tissues over there. Tissues, do you watch
Oh,
anime anymore?
sometimes, yeah, sometimes I talk to, uh, Hokage, he's another friend of ours, like Flugel, but he's not like Flugel, he's just another person. Sometimes I tell him, it's like, yo man, we should watch this show together, and he's like, oh sure. We watched, The Promised Neverland with him, and I also watched, actually, I watched something else.
Wasn't it like a life love? No, no, no. That's fucking that one. Like schizo. I mean, from what I've heard, it's like a girl with pink hair and she's like
Oh
schizophrenic, and it's in
yeah,
like school life, school love, school life. No, something like
School
that.
Life, or that
Something
one,
like that, right?
Gakko Garashi?
I think. I don't know. I remember y'all talking about an anime where like
The zombie anime?
yeah, the zombie anime where she's schizophrenic or something. I don't know. That's what I heard. Is she like? I've never.
Yeah, she has PTSD from the zombie shit that happened went
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
and so she still believes that they're still in the normal world even though they're not.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that shit was like my shit, but that's like one of uh my top favorites, but my all time favorite is gotta be like Baka Totesto, bruh.
Actually, speaking of like of school life, I've only seen it like I've only seen like one clip, and the only reason I know it's like about a girl, a schizophrenic PTSD girl because of a shitty TF2 meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the anime you were talking about? Baku to test, right? Test. No, is it called Baku to test?
No, Baka Totest. 'Cause it's like,
Bakato. Oh, Bakato. I always assumed it was
yeah.
Baka2 test.
No, it's like Baka Totest to Shokanju, which is like the idiot, the test, and the summoned beings. That's the literal translation of it.
You really like mentioning that anime a lot because I see you talking about it, like whenever like anime gets brought up. Sometimes you're like, "Yo, but let's talk about this anime," and then you start talking about Baka to test, and you're like, "Guys, this anime is so good," and
It is good, bro. It's like that shit's a classic. Like,
I've
come
never
on.
seen anyone mention it except you. You're like, I don't know. I'm very
It's a good
uncultured.
show, okay? I'm pretty
I
sure,
haven't
like,
even seen.
what?
Okay, I'm very uncultured. The only anime I had seen before like Evangelion or some shit had to be like Love Live, and
Yeah, and that's all you've watched.
that's all I can say I watched really. And I haven't.
Right.
I didn't even watch Evangelion until like November last year, which really goes to show.
And
Really
that's
goes to
why
show how
you need to
uncultured
start
anime
watching
is.
anime more.
Yeah, we
You
got.
need to, low key.
I mean, I have to. Like, low key, I prefer reading manga a lot more than I do watching anime. And I don't know why, like, right? Okay. You can be a weeb without watching anime. Do you think this is true, Tissues? You can be like an otaku without watching anime.
I mean, I guess, yeah. You can
Yeah,
be a weeb.
yeah, yeah.
You
Like,
can still be a weeb and read. That's like,
I like read a lot more
what?
manga than I watch anime. And I don't even read manga that much sometimes. I like go on and off. But like I think reading manga is just more accessible, right? For myself at least. Because like I feel like I have a lot more agency when I watch a manga. When I read a manga, right?
Yeah.
Because someone can tell you like put down that book. You need to do something, and you're like, Yeah, sure. Because of the pacing of how most mangas are, you can like sit down and pick it up later. But an entire episode is supposed to be digested at one time, right? So it gives you
Yeah.
like a lot less flexibility. If you're gonna be sitting down and watch an anime, you're gonna have to be sitting down and watch that anime non-stop, you know. But with manga, it's like, oh, alright, and then you set it down and you get to do other shit. You know what I mean? It's a lot more engaging, I feel.
I
At
mean,
least.
you could do the same thing, can't you? Just pause it and be like, all right, let's go do something else.
But
Same thing.
doesn't it feel bad like stopping the episode? Because then you're like, okay, like here's what it is. You don't know. I feel it's worse. Cause like, you see, pacing with anime is a lot more different. Where to me it feels like you can't stop it. You know, it's like you make me stop that shit. It better be for something important. But with manga, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a lot more control. You know. Because 20 minutes is pretty long when you think about it, right? 20 minutes is pretty long. That's like 3/3 of an hour. That's a pretty long time. But like an entire volume, you have as much time as you have, and you control the amount of length that it takes you to read that, even if it usually like takes like 30-40 minutes to read an entire volume.
All right. So then, if you read manga a lot more, then I don't see why you have a problem with not watching enough anime. Then.
I don't know. It's cause I don't like. Okay, so I ingest my media in a very particular way, where I want it to be digested in the most ideal way possible. I need to consume media in the best way, and that's by like ingesting it all at once. You know, if I could have, I would have ingested Evangelion all in one sitting. But because I don't have that time to do shit like that, I did it one day, like one episode per day. You know. That's how
So like, what do you do all day? Then?
I don't know. It's like what?
So what do you do all day then?
Nothing. Nothing. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So then, what do you mean you don't have any time?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like because it's like I could be doing something else, something important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you don't do anything else. All you do is you literally do the same thing you do when you watch it. You just sit down and do nothing.
That's true. You got a point there.
And
though.
like you like not your mornings and nights, and that's it.
True. That's true. That's the only
So, like,
consistent
you
part
have,
of my
you have all the
days.
time in the world to watch anime. What do you mean?
I don't know. You know those times where you're like, when okay. So you know those times where like you're out doing some shit that you don't want to do, right? And you're like, man, I could be doing something way better with my time. I could be like writing. I could be organizing my shits right now. You know, I could be doing better, more important, productive shit with my time. But then when you get home and you get time to do that shit, you just don't do them, and you're so like, man, I'll do it in a bit. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Do you not struggle with procrastination issues?
Huh?
Do you not struggle with
Not
procrastination?
really. Cause I'm just like, yo, man, I gotta do this shit, or else
Damn, Tissues really do be a
I'm gonna
Chad
get my
out
ass
here.
beat.
Tissues really do be a Chad out here, bro. He can actually do shit in his life.
Like, I'm over here worrying about school and shit when I could be like, not actually. I was gonna say something, but then it's like,
Nah.
it sounds kind of. It kind of sounds kind of weird to say that. so I'm gonna say that.
It's a comfy podcast with two friends. Go ahead and say it, man.
There is a tweet that I saw on Twitter
Ah,
that kind of like described how I was, but it was like described in a way of like a girl's perspective, so I can't really say it because I'm a guy.
who gives a fuck about gender nowadays? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're a femboy anyways. I'm sure it applies.
Because I
enough.
mean, I like remember the tweet saying like, I'm over here being a good girl, worrying about school, getting my grades, and doing my homework when I could be out there.
Fucking and getting pregnant. Yeah, I get that.
Essentially what it was.
I guess I don't know. I feel like I just prefer manga. You know, it's a lot more. I don't know. It gives you more agency with what you do with it. You know, I feel like anyways, because mangas are just more easily digestible and a lot less rigid in the way I have to digest them. You know, that's why I don't. That's why I love music, but I don't watch enough. Like I don't listen to enough albums, right? Because if I want to listen to an album, I want to be like, I'm like, okay, I want to listen to this entire album in one sitting, right? Like, that's the best way to listen to a whole ass album. Like, listen to it non-stop, right? Do you do that too?
Sometimes I just pick up the song I want to listen to, and I just listen to that one on repeat.
I mean, yeah. No, but I mean when you're listening to like a new album.
Oh, I don't really listen to albums. I just listen to the songs by themselves.
Bruh, like, I'm gonna just put this shit on shuffle and put it on the background. Is that what you fucking do?
Yeah, cause
Wow.
that's why I have the Wii Music playlist for.
That's you should plug that into the descriptions of the podcast from now on. By the way.
And also, the Wii Music playlist is called Wii Music 2.0, and
Just
some of
put the
music
link in the background. Just put the music in the description, or like, yeah, you can do that, right, Tissues? Put a link to the playlist in the background. Go ahead and play it on the background too if you're listening to this. Like,
Alright,
anyone
yeah,
whoever like views our podcast, if there's anybody who has there been any viewers?
There's definitely people that view it, cause I saw like, the second one got 2 likes,
Bruh.
So there's different people looking at this and be
It's
like,
by me and you.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know why that one got 2 likes, the other one didn't, because there is a rendering problem, and it didn't even get my voice. It only got yours.
Bruh.
But I could still hear myself from your mic.
Was this the last one? The last podcast episode
Yeah,
we did?
the second one.
Did you
yeah.
post it fixed or did you post it broken?
I thought I fixed it, right? Because I like played it, right? And it was working. So I was like, alright, this is Gucci. I'm gonna post this shit. It fucked up and it didn't actually work again.
When you
like,
exported it? When you exported
Yeah.
it? Bruh, did you fix it
And
eventually?
It still is not fixed. Because I was like, you know what? Shit happens. Whatever. It's fine.
Was this from the last episode? So you just put like
Yeah.
the podcast broken or some shit?
I can't remember. I have to check again. But whatever. That's not the point.
That's not the point. Also, speaking of the last podcast, the last podcast episode was about Hololive EN, right? Hololive N.
Yeah.
Now that it's been like a week and we both had enough time.
But I
to
mean, it has been a
think
month.
about
You said we'd come back in a month.
Did we say a month? I thought I said like
yeah,
a month or a few
yeah,
weeks.
you
or
said a
whatever.
month.
Okay, whatever. I wanted to talk about it now, cause God, I fucking love Goigura, dude. Jesus. And they're all good. Okay, I'm a hollow simp. I'm not denying it. I'm totally a simp for everyone, including Yagu.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like
You don't like them that much?
Gura and Ninomai, those two, I feel like they're kind of boring.
Wow. Yeah, Uni said that about Gura too, but I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of boring. I don't mess with them that much.
Wow.
Mori has dropped like bars, bro. Like
Yeah, Mori. It's funny because Mori is probably like my least favorite from the group right now. Even though people are
she's
like,
cool,
bro,
she like dropped.
deadbeat.
She dropped the what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also called the Deadbeats too, bro. Come on.
Which
that's
is an
cool. And
awesome name, but Shumbuts is still a better name, to be honest. That's so great.
No, cause and like Mori also dropped like an album like.
That's true. Like day one,
and it's
right?
free too. Yeah, day one. It's free too, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, but Goigura has like by far the best fan name of the entire Hololive.
No.
Chumbuts?
No.
Bro, that's...
Deadbeats
no,
is the best
no,
one.
No.
You know why it's
Chumbuts.
Deadbeats? Cause it's like, she makes beats, right? And she's like Grim Reaper.
She's the Grim... Yeah, I get it.
That's the best one.
I get it.
Deadbeats?
I get it, but Chumbuds? Come on. There's something there. There's something gold. That's like a gold nugget, okay? I think so.
Alright,
Anyway, okay, whatever. This episode is not about that. We said in a month or so. This episode is about our lack of watching anime and the fact that we kind of feel like traitors because the name of our podcast is incredibly weeby, which is named.
But I mean, it's not like we
An
don't
opinion.
watch it.
I mean, it's not like we don't watch it or don't want to. And unfortunately, Tissues, you're gonna have to go on one of your breaks and speak about a story because I really need to shit.
y'all ever feel when you're like an artist and you want to draw some shit, but then you can't draw it because your skills aren't good enough to draw the shit, and so you're like, yo, bro, I wish I could just like look at the paper, put my ideas onto the paper. That shit would be cool as fuck. You feel me? And when that shit happened, I would be a much better artist, and I'd actually like draw a lot more. It like takes the longest time to do it, but when you're actually done with it, you're like, yeah, I just finished this bitch. Let's get it. A. And then you do it. You finish it, and it takes like a whole ass day, and you got like 100 layers, and like sometimes there's like a dot on one of the layers, but then you have like 200 layers, so you're like, shit, what layers does this dot on? And so you have to go through every fucking layer to like, try to get the dot, and that shit's a pain, bruh. Also, y'all, I had this one dream where I was hit by a motorcycle that was doing a wheelie on the sidewalk, and it was specifically a 1999 Honda CBR Fireblade, and I like ragged on across the ground to the road, and then more motorcycles came, but then they like stopped, and like one motorcycle was red, and that shit hurt when I got hit by that motorcycle doing the wheelie. And then when I was hit though, I was like teleported from America to like Japan, and some dude came out to me like, hey yo, what happened? I was like, homie, I just got hit by a damn motorcycle. And then I was taken to the hospital. When I became conscious in the hospital, I was like, wait, what the fuck, dog? Wasn't I in America? Why am I here in Japan? And then for some reason, I asked the guy that brought me to the hospital shit, like, yo, dog, can I leave you until I get all my stuff ready? And he was like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry about that. After I got out of the hospital, we got on a prison bus and shit, and I was like, why are we on a prison bus? I thought we were going to Osaka. And then the bus took us to a place where we could drive cars, and me and the dude took a yellow convertible Nissan Skyline R32. And I was like, I'm not bullshitting, yo, like, that shit actually, I wrote that shit down. And it's like, I don't even think a convertible Nissan R32 even exists. And like, I remember telling my dudes this, and I was like, yo, man, that was a fever dream. And I was like, I don't think I was having a fever.
Alright, anyways, let's keep going. What were we talking about before I like had to disappear?
We were talking about how you don't watch enough anime.
How we don't watch enough anime, because
Yeah.
you also don't.
Like,
Anyways, yeah, I just feel like it's a lot more agency to read manga. Because it's like with my music, right? Like, I prefer, instead of listening to new shit, I prefer to listen to like music I've already heard. Because it's like, oh, it's something I've already heard, you know? I don't care if I have to stop it, right? Because it's like, I might get the urge of like watching a YouTube video, or might need to stop and like do something else, right? That it requires more focus, and that's not something I'm able to do with like albums. It's like, well, I'm not able to, so it gives me a lot more options. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get you.
So it's like, yeah, I just prefer mediums and like ways of like ingesting media, consuming media, that allows me to be more it like gives me just more agency to do shit, you know. That's why I don't watch enough anime, even though I'm like, man, I gotta watch this anime and shit, whatever. It also happens with like games, right? Because it's like, I gotta play games where I have like a proper, like, if I play a game that has like a proper introduction where it's like, this is the intro, this is this part, and this is this. It's like, I don't want to do that. I want to like pick up and play and be able to exit all the time. That's why I play so much fucking TF2, because it's like,
Yeah.
I'm able to pick it up, join a match, and leave. You know.
Alright, and also since you don't watch enough anime, I'm gonna bring you and Hokage to watch Rent a Girlfriend, so I can like talk about it and be like, yo, if this anime is kind of whack or not, because I haven't seen it yet, but a bunch of people are like saying, you know, the MT is a simp. I mean, because he kind of is, because he is paying for that to be their girl. He's paying the girls to be
Yeah,
his girlfriend.
I've heard a little bit about Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen it, so I mean, I kind of want to watch it though.
Yeah. But yeah, I've heard of that. I mean, I've heard like kind of things about it. You know, it's like, I mean, it's kind of interesting. But the main character is a dick. You know what I mean? That's what I've
Is
heard.
he?
I mean, no, he's not a dick, but he's I don't really want to use the word incel, because incel is not like a good word to describe anyone slash anything anymore. But I've heard the guy is just kind of an incel kind of guy. Not like directly, but he's just a complete dumbass when it comes to women. Like I heard this one scene where like she runs away, and he just like stands there like doing nothing. Like, bro, follow your girl. You know what I mean? That's what I heard, and I'm like, yeah, the guy does kind of seem retarded.
I mean, to be honest, that's kind of like with me though, cause I can only speak games to anime girls. I can't like.
You can only speak to anime girls.
Yeah, I could be like, I remember playing a visual novel once, and she was like, and they were like, or actually, I wasn't playing. I was watching it. I was watching someone play Go Go Nippon.
Oh god, isn't that like the what's it
What?
called? That fucking like Google
What?
Map travel kind of game you were talking about a
Yeah,
while back.
and it's a good game. Like it's a
How
game
you-
where like they actually like tell you about stuff that if you're going on that trip to Japan, you need all this shit, and it's actually good. Like it's actually educational. Like you can be you can get educated and play games at the same time, dog. Like that game's a good example. In the game too, like they even show you like where it's actually located too, like the exact location and how it looks in real life. It's really whack, and it's actually kind of cool. But like as I was saying, like in one of the scenes, Akira, the sister of Makoto, they're like your tour guides, the girls you're homestaying with. She's like, what, do you think we're lacking in womanly charms? And I'm like, baby girl, the only thing you're lacking is a ring in your finger. I'm trying to make you miss tissues.
Bro, what are you doing in real life, you fucking fag lord?
You know why I can't do it a lot? Because I don't know. That's just how it is.
That's just how it be. I can only
can't-
talk
I can't
to.
do it in real life. I can only talk to anime girls. I can only like spit game to them and be like, hey, baby girl.
Damn, it's like your body pillow. You know those skits where like a guy like talking to a body pillow and she's like, will you marry me? That's you, Tissues. You're that fucking guy with the body pillow who can only talk to her. Bruh. Come on. How did we get to talking about anime, about a lack of watching anime, to like talking about your issues picking up women? At least real
Oh.
women. I'm sure you could do well with fictional women.
Oh, we started talking about this because you were talking about like
Oh yeah.
games, I think.
Oh yeah, cause we were talking about Rent a Girlfriend, and I've heard
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I heard it's something depending on who you ask.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Rent's girlfriend, like how you said like how he's like bad with girls, and I'm
Very.
like, I am too, but unless they're fictional, then I can be like, I feel like I'm like I don't want to say that though, because then I feel like you don't use that word to describe yourself. You use that word to describe other people, like the word Chad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I describe myself as a Chad.
That's like in Japan where like you don't put an honorific on your own name to refer to yourself, because then that seems like you're very snobbish.
I don't know, man. I describe myself as a Chad all the time, which is absolutely true. I am the Chaddest of them all, which is not true, by the way. It's
but
just
can
a
you
joke.
spit gay into anime girls?
Okay, I'll give you that. I might be able to speak to real
Exactly,
girls,
see?
but I
Yeah, you
cannot.
can speak to real girls, but the real
Okay, you
part is
speak
speaking
about
to
the
anime
anime
girls.
girls. Yeah, truly, in this world, it does not matter if you can pick up real women. Can you speak to anime girls?
Exactly.
Alright, I'll give you that, Tissues. You given that one. Bruh. Like, there's times where
No,
I
I
do
mean-
have times where I can watch anime, but I can only, like, digest one episode at a day. I can't, like, binge watch shit, you know? Except for Asobi
yeah.
Asabase. That shit was hilarious as fuck.
Yeah, so that means you should watch Bakato testing, but
Nah, I wanna watch shit like Nichiyo.
yeah, that kind of is. It's kind of like it, except
Is it like Asumanga Daio? I don't know.
yeah, cause I don't know. I like it's funny show. It's a good show.
Okay. Just because it's funny doesn't mean it's the same kind of comedy though.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it kind of is though.
I mean, is it? Is it like what's it called? The daily lives of high school boys or some shit like that?
That's a totally different show.
Yeah. I know. But it's like I've heard it's like Nichiyo. Is it like that?
Huh? Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Is it? I don't know. I've never watched either. I've never watched either. I guess
There's
yours
a
have
guy-
like, I guess yours like kind of like Nichiyo and Asobi Asabase, which I haven't even finished Nichiyo by the way. So, you know. Wait a second. I think I've seen this specific character. Is it a boy? Like they have like green eyes and like brown short hair. Is that a guy? I like have a very strong indication.
Hideyoshi?
I think so. That's a guy, right?
Yeah, that's a guy.
Yeah,
He
I've
has-
totally seen this person. This is a guy. I looked
Yeah,
at that
he's
and my
everywhere.
trap sensors went off. Like that's a guy.
Yeah, he also has a sister who looks exactly like him.
Bruh.
But she is the actual girl this time.
Huh. Okay, then that's rather interesting. Yeah, I've seen this anime like here and there, mostly from the guy, but yes. Anyways, yeah, yeah, but we don't watch enough anime despite the fact that we're a weeb, otaku based podcast. Isn't that fucking weird? We mostly like don't ingest anime and just like other kind of weeb culture shit. Is it weird to say otakus nowadays? Like nobody calls himself an otaku anymore, right? It's all about calling yourself a weeb, right? Like otaku went out of style and they're like, because back then it's like I'm not a weeb, I'm an otaku, right? But
'Cause,
then people were like, that's cringe as fuck, and like people just like accepted being called weebs for some reason. And now if you call yourself an otaku, people like look at you weird, like this fucking guy
Yeah.
really, you know what I mean? Like you're not. It doesn't have like it has like a slightly different connotation than it did before, right? Yeah. Anyways, um. Yeah, it's just like different connotations, you know. You call yourself a weeb, everybody like it used to be like a big insult to quote unquote otakus. Everybody's like, but now everybody's like, yeah, you're a weeb. Everybody knows. So like, you call yourself an otaku, it's like cringe. You know what I mean? It's like cringe. I mean, there always was cringe calling yourself an otaku, but now people like kind of woke up and they're like, that was really cringe. And now only actual Japanese people say it. Cause
Right,
otaku,
yeah.
cause otaku's like a Japanese word, right? Or at least
Right,
it derives
no
from a
shit.
Japanese word.
Well,
So
it is a Japanese word.
yeah, so now like the weeb fandom, but that's like so weird to say. Like there's like no unionized word really besides weeb to like describe
Hey,
like
Edwin,
JP culture.
You can't be coming to this. You can't be on this podcast and be using big words like that. What the fuck does Jujinize, whatever you just said, even means?
Unionized. Do you not know what unionized? Like uniting everything under one name.
Oh, unionize?
Yeah.
You said unionize. I'm like, what the
No,
fuck does that even mean?
unionized. Like you as in under. Even though that doesn't use the same way of saying you. Okay. But yeah, there's no like unionized word to describe like Japanese like video games and manga and anime, because you can say like I
Yeah.
watch anime, or like, oh, I read manga, or I play Japanese obscure games, right? But like weeb culture, when you say that, people really like mostly think of anime, right? They mostly think like, oh, you watch anime, right? But like to me it's like, no, I just read manga and like play Tufu games or Toho games, and that's about it, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like the playlist I have, which is called
Weeb Music,
2.0.
yeah, which is-
Except some of the songs in there aren't even like considered weeb. They're just Japanese music, and I just put them in there because it's Japanese. I just it's weeb.
I guess.
It's kind of stupid, but I'm like,
know.
I kind of just like have everything that is Japanese in general to me is weeb.
Anything that's Japanese is generally weeb. There's like only one legitimate place where I see the word otaku being used, and that's the bathroom. Cause I gotta shit again.
Oh my god.
God damn, dude. I might have to go like
Yeah?
2 or 3 more times.
Oh my god. And we still gotta like talk for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I ate or whatever.
Alright, so you were talking about something?
Yeah, like the only place I've really seen on the internet that like uses the term otaku anymore is JP, like the JP board on 4chan, because it's been there for like a very long time when otaku was a meaningful word, and like it's the only place which has really earned like the usage of otaku, I think, outside of the Japanese. I took a Pepto.
Yeah? Oh, alright.
I feel better already.
Alright.
Oh god. Okay. How long was I gone this time?
We were gone for like another 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ, dude. What?
And we're like an hour and 25 minutes into this.
At this
but, like,
at this point, we're gonna have to call this a rather shitty episode.
it's gonna be like really short too. Cause it's like it'd be like
sorry, Edry had to shit multiple times.
don't watch as much anime. But then,
Wait, question about the podcast. Since I don't like, you do all of the posting shit.
yeah.
Do you give subtitles to the like not subtitles? You get like sub names to each episodes, like episode 3, and like the name or whatever, or like you just put like episode 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I give names to the episodes, and then
Okay, just have this as a rather shitty episode.
Alright, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Alright, I'm also drinking water to alleviate the fucking loss of blood. No, I mean water. Yes, they're both valid. Considering.
Alright.
Anyways, yeah. Well, keep going. You were the last one talking before I interrupt you. Going. I gotta get shit.
Yeah, I was saying that like you've already made your point about why you don't really watch anime as much, but you think you should.
Yeah.
And I already made my reason too, which is really simple. It's just to like I just don't do it, even though like I kind of want to, but I mean like, I kind of just like y'all feel me, like when you want to do something but then you just don't do it, and you don't do it.
Yeah, it's just a lot. That's just how things feel. You do shit, and when you're like, I can be doing this shit, but you don't. I need to finish watching Nichijou, which I started like watching like 5 months ago or so, and then I stopped at one certain episode. And also Eisuken, I was keeping up with Eisuken, and I'm like, wow, I want to watch the next episode, and then I stopped.
How come?
Huh? I don't know. I just stopped. I was like keeping up with anime and shit, and then there was one day where I just stopped. Manga tends to be better for like some Jap shit, like Berserk and like Tokyo Ghoul. Those are constantly butchered when they get adaptations, and like the only true way of really enjoying them is like through the manga. Like sure, the 1997 anime of Berserk is alright, but then like the movie is also like the movie's a pretty good adaptation. But like they don't include everything that's like important to the story, you know. And then there's like Tokyo Ghoul, which is like the ultimate, like, this is how you don't fuck up, you know? Like, you know, like the ultimate, like, hey, here's what you need to do to not fuck up your adaptation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which
Yeah.
clearly Berserk did not take notes. Like 2016 Berserk, I think. I need to watch a lot of shit tissues. I didn't even watch Evangelion until November last year. And I had to be forced. Remember fucking Vaughn and Ant? They forced my ass. Which very thankful, considering Evangelion is like one of my favorite pieces of media now. But still, them asses had to like force me. Like force my ass to like watch that. And like, yeah, I'm thankful, but still, the fact that I had to be forced says something about like my habits of ingesting media. Sometimes I forget that I even read manga, or that I can read manga in the first place, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can read Berserk, and then I do it. Yeah, just edit all of those times I had to run to the fucking bathroom out of nowhere. I feel like we've been doing this long enough. Make it a mini episode or something. I don't care. I'm tired. Well, Tissues, you're the host for this episode. Close it up, Tissues.
Alright, this has been an opinion talk on waifus. Thumbs up if y'all enjoy. Holla at your boy. Yeah!